Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news alert here in Bachelor Nation. Hello, everybody. It's your boy, Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Recap, a Guy's Review. Reality Steve just announced who he believes to be the next Bachelor. This isn't set in stone. This isn't an actual announcement by Bachelor producers, but let's get right into it. And no, it's not Blake Horstman. He is the red herring. I'm showing his photo so that when people accidentally click on the link and feel like they accidentally got spoiled, it's not who you think it is. All right, not Blake Horstman, although I think Blake would be a fantastic choice. Do me a favor, follow me on Instagram at DNeals, and also like this video and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Tons of content, breaking news, patreon.com/Dave Neal for all the behind-the-scenes information. Let's get right into it. We're going to share with you who Reality Steve said will be the next Bachelor. No, it's not Blake Horstman. Dylan Barber is rooting for Blake Horstman to become the next Bachelor after mending feud. He'd be great. As we know, Blake Horstman did a little Postmates delivery to Hannah Godwin's neighborhood before going on Bachelor in Paradise, where Hannah Godwin ended up falling for Dylan Barber. So I guess, does that make Dylan Hannah's sloppy sex? How does that work? Yeah, it's Bachelor Nation. Everyone's dated everyone. You can't get mad at that. They've all dated everyone. They've all shared the same saliva. So let's just get right into this, folks. I wanted to give you guys a second to tune away. I am going to share with you guys who Reality Steve says, barring any crazy maneuvers, will be the next Bachelor. Bachelor 22. Are you guys ready? Let's go in 3, 2. Here it is, folks. Reality Steve says, what I've been hearing the past 5 days or so regarding the next Bachelor are this. Been told it's going to be Greg. Grippo, that is. Obviously, it's never official until ABC announces it, whenever that may be. But at this point, I would be very surprised if it's not him. This was posted just half an hour ago. He responded with, I know you have questions. Why not so-and-so? Why not this guy? Why not Uncle Tony? Where's Uncle Anthony? Come on, Trey. Get your guy on call there. It's never too late. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. It's their choice to make. Only one guy can get the gig, and there will always be people who disagree. Well, I mean, it's also like saying, well, the government's going to invade, different countries and start unwanted wars. But it's like, as American people, we can get in there and decide what we want to do, and we want to get out of there and save our troops. Okay. Point being is, yes, it is a show. It's capitalism. The show can do whatever they want, and the audience can decide if they're going to watch or not. How can you choose Sean? He was boring. Wait, Nick, where'd that come from? So, of course, no matter who they pick, Ari, what a nosebleed. Ari is if you Google definition of nosebleed, you just see a photo of Ari showing up. It's like, lean your head back and try to pretend his season didn't exist. All right, he hasn't been on in 5 years. Colton, he was on the wrong type of show. Blake, Colton was picked over Blake and Jason. The list goes on. They pick who they pick, and there will always be people upset no matter what. Greg will be no different. I'm sure a certain podcast out there is now going to have a conniption. Sources tell me that would be Chatty Broads is who he's talking about. The ongoing war between Reality Steve and Chatty Broads. I'm here for it. It's like when you're the younger sibling and your brothers and sisters are fighting, and you're like, I'm just happy that mom and dad aren't telling me to shut up while they'll turn the car around. We're going camping. Get out the minivan. Or in my case, the station wagon. I was the kid stuck in the way back being like, do we need to pack so much? I'm just stuck in a minivan. He's a polarizing figure that will have people talking, which is what they want. But by all accounts and everything I'm being told, he's your next Bachelor. So I guess let's get the hot take machine fired up, because here they come in full force. Yeah, bring in the hot take machine. Beep, beep, beep. Fire it up. We're going. All right, there's going to be a lot of comments. We're going to go through your comments. Do me a favor. Leave a voicemail if you want. 401-213-9828. You can leave a voicemail, and I will play it on tonight's live stream. We'll be talking about this one. This will be big news. Olivia said, I won't sit here and say I'm not going to watch because I'll always watch. But honestly, WTF, he makes zero sense. This dude needs to work on himself first before focusing on a relationship. Well, I feel like the issues, let's break this down. The issues that Greg Grippo has might not expose themselves on the show Bachelor if he's the lead making the choice. Now, that doesn't mean those issues won't resurface in any number of ways during a season, you know what I mean, or during after the season. Like, it's important on all of us to work on ourselves to always be aiming to be better, because we're like onions. We pull back the layer until we cry. That's really it. I made that up. That sounds kind of good. Listen, Is this a slap in the face to Katie Thurston after her season of The Bachelorette? Sort of. From a business perspective, is this Bachelor producers flying too close to the sun? As we know, we got that, Greek jabroni, right? He slaps on some wings to his feet, paddles his way up, and he goes, oh, this is pretty nice, but he held it together with some wax, right? Am I telling the story right? And then he flew a little, he was like, oh, I'm having fun up here, and he flies a little too close to the sun, and the wax melts, and then he takes the longest high dive of his life into the Aegean Sea. I made that part up. Is that right? You got to add facts. If you want to lie, you have to say facts. The more facts you add, the more suspicious that lie becomes. But anyway, the point is Bachelor flying too close to the sun? As far as saying, all right, yeah, let's drum up the ratings machine. Drum it up. Drum up the ratings machine. People are going to love to talk about it. Or it's like, are people going to be like, no, we're not doing this. We watched on TV as Katie Thurston and a lot of an audience were very triggered by what happened. Again, not a psychologist, not going to call something narcissism or gaslighting. I don't know what terms are anymore. But something went down there. He needs help. He went on Nick Viall's podcast, which a lot of people have said by going on Nick Viall's podcast, that was kind of like Bachelor producer's way of sort of getting his side of the story out. As we know, as it ended, he quit on Katie Thurston's season. He said he saw goodbye in her eyes. He had to go, right? And she was down on her knees kind of begging him, like, what are you doing? He was like, oh, you blew your chance. You told me if you loved me, you would. You guys watched it. You saw what went down. Now, a lot of people just immediately pick sides. Obviously, it's complicated. Obviously, it's not one person's the ultimate hero and one person's the ultimate bad boy. I mean, it is literally a show where Katie Thurston is forced to make very tough decisions normal people, plebeians like you and I, would never make in everyday life. We just wouldn't. We wouldn't have a harem of people to choose from and be like, I can't, if someone told me they love me, I'd tell them I love them back, even if it's a stranger on the subway. I mean, who am I to judge you? I'll love you too, buddy. What do you need? Put your pants back on, but I'll love you back. All right, the A train, more like B- train. Okay, so the point is, let's read some comments. Jana says, I guess I'm skipping this one. Now, you've got petitions here. Don't let Greg Grippo be the Bachelor. Only 834 people have signed, but I don't think anyone's taking these petitions too seriously because it's like, what are we petitioning against? I mean, I obviously it's very clear what they're petitioning against, but 834 people ain't going to cut it. You need like 500,000 people to say, I'm not watching this show, and a significant bump in the ratings. I just don't see that happening. Now, me, Switzerland Dave over here, I like to watch the show to see, I like to see personal growth. The problem is will his personal growth come at the expense of people that feel like their stories were not heard because they had similar experiences where they were gaslit or triggered in different ways? I mean, I know from the ladies that watch my channel and from the ladies that are in my Discord, which I think you can get if you go to the link on my Instagram. I know that there are a ton of people that watched that go down, and it was very challenging for them. It brought back a lot of memories of similar, just very toxic behavior. Because at the very least, that relationship was toxic. Whether it was 100% Greg or 90-10, whatever the case, I don't see a scenario in which Katie did anything wrong other than, and this isn't a criticism of Katie, but the only thing she might have done wrong is given him the belief that he was the number one, because then he just felt like he was operating from some position where he had everything to lose, and he did. He did have everything to lose. Now, we're talking, this show stopped filming, I don't know, May, so we're talking about a 5 or 6 month gap between relationships. And you know me, big fan of Sex and the City. What do they say? For every year you dated, it's going to take you 1 month to get over that person? Or is it, how is it go? Yeah, I'm sure a lady's like, no, that's not it. What is Samantha? You didn't get it right. I mean, women love to label, based on astrology and Sex in the City. They're like, what a Virgo thing to say. You little Samantha, you little dirty tramp. And it's like, I don't even know what these names are. All right. So anyway, 5 months. Is that enough time for him to get his help and get his thing together? And if it is that enough time for the audience to say, you know what? We thought you were really red flag city, but we're down to listen to how you've changed or this or that. Or will Bachelor do what Bachelor does? Address nothing, sweep it under the rug, and keep printing money. We'll have to see how close to the sun they really are flying. So we go to the Reddit page here. Again, this is just, all brand new stuff. So tons to comment on here. Wow, y'all are fast. Insert TikTok fast as F-boy. This OP and several others submitted at the same time. I'm indifferent to Greg, but Claire Tayshia's season has the best guys, and now they've all been passed over. There were a lot of good guys from the season, absolutely. A lot of them are on Bachelor in Paradise right now. When was the last time we had a lead who left the show because they didn't seem to believe in the process? Curious to see how they spin this and what Greg says about it. That's a very interesting point. He was like, enough about the show. I don't care about this and that. What we're bound to get if we get Greg Grippo as the lead is we're bound to get a ton of hypocrisy as he's about to be in a position where women are going to be spilling their guts to him and he's going to be making that sort of tough choice. I believe through my own intuition, which I don't have much of, I read an article that men with nice hair have good intuition. I know it's true because I didn't read the article. I just kind of felt it. You know what I'm talking about, right? I had a hunch you'd like that one. It's a stupid joke I wrote years ago. Anyway, point is I have a hunch that Greg's doing the best he can, and maybe watching it back, he learned a lot about himself. But to make it less about Greg and make it more about the audience, does the audience care? Does the audience care to see his growth? Has there already been enough damage where they go, you know what? I don't want to see anything that looks like a Greg Grippo. I don't want to see, whatever. I don't know. The guy who doesn't like the process signs up to be the lead of said process. That's true. This is such a bizarre choice to me for the sole reason that Greg showed that he's not particularly comfortable with the show confines of the show. Picking him is just begging for another Colton Claire type ending. I think they've kind of accepted that The Bachelor is going to give them the train wrecks and The Bachelorette is going to give them the love stories. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how he reacts when one is his F4 inevitably asks him to end the show for him since it's not real. Yeah, can you imagine? Hey, Greg, end it for me. He's like, I got 19 other girls left. I said, end it for me. So we've got Becca Martinez. Let's get a live check on Becca Martinez and see if she said anything. I'll actually see if I can go to her Instagram right now and see if we got anything from Becca. When we shoot these kind of I guess I could get rid of, no, we'll keep Blake up there. We'll keep Blake up there for you. When I shoot these sort of breaking news stories, we don't always have all the information at once, but you know me, just like Bachelor Nation, I like to jump to conclusions with snap judgment and apologize later. Because as we know, yesterday I made a video that Blake Horstman was officially dating Victoria Fuller, and then people commented and said, no, you idiot, they were just kidding. And it's like, well, they said they were dating. What do you want from me? I take people's word for it. Maybe that's what my biggest sort of like flaw is I take people's word when they say something. I'm like, oh, they're dating. And then everyone's like, no, she's got a boyfriend. And I was like, oh, all right. I just, what do I know? So anyway, let's go to Becca here and see if she's commented on anything. I don't know if she would have. It's only been 30 minutes, but we all know that Becca clearly has a dislike for Greg. So let me just flip through to the front here. Definitely leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Here's what I'd like to know. I'd like to know if you are happy with the decision, and if you're not happy, will you still watch the show? I guess that's the important question. And this just feels like reckless of Bachelor producers to just play with people like this. It's one thing if someone goes, oh, we didn't like Ari, or oh, we didn't like so-and-so. But I don't think anyone has had the sort of uproar over how they handled a situation as Greg did. I just don't see that being the case. Now, obviously, Greg's got his fair share of fans, absolutely. But, in most cases, when you pick the Bachelor or Bachelorette, you want an overwhelming support of the people. All right, here's Becca's last story. We don't have any comments from her. All right, so you'll have to stay updated, and we'll see what kind of comments we have. No comments from Becca about the Greg Grippo scenario. Hey, it's going to be printing money for her to be the dissenting opinion about all of this. Let's go to some more comments and we'll get out of here. To be honest, as awful as Colton is, his season did bring the ratings buzz back to the franchise after Ari and Becca's season were so flat. So if Michael did turn it down, because I definitely think he was the first choice, I can see why they'd go with another controversial pick that will get people talking. Wow, this is going to be a controversial choice. At least this time he will be aware of the process he is signing up for. Well, that's good. A Greg pre and during season is going to be unbearable on this sub, but God, am I happy it is not Michael A. I may be taking a break from the sub then. Greg Day was exhausting enough. That's coming from a Blake Spetches. Bennett, you have been failed. I'm sorry, King. I knew it ever since the sad shot of him on the balcony. The sad Bachelor balcony shot never fails. Oh, it's a good shot. He's on the balcony and he's crying. It's that the producers are blown. Like, is it raining outside? I think it's raining. No, that's just Greg crying above us. You just never know with covering Bachelor Nation news what the day's going to bring. Here I was. I didn't have much going on. I was sending out the newsletter. All of a sudden, Reality Steve posts something. I literally have dreams or nightmares about Reality Steve. I won't call him and tell him about it. Keep him to yourself. Just kidding. That's a joke. Looking at you, Demi. All right. I mean, Demi did nothing wrong there, of course. My thing, but you know what I mean? I just got to just reiterate on these rants. I'm on the good side. You know what? I even take that back. I'm on the side of most people. Mostly good, but we all make mistakes. My thing is, by his own words, he just restarted therapy, so entering back into the Bachelor machine seems unwise, but I guess we will see. It's definitely unhealthy, but the producers sought out such people for the lead role who can serve chaos. Yeah, that's like my only thing. Like, you're going to therapy for issues you have only to go back to the environment that caused you to break in the first place. Like, I don't think for him that's the best choice, but like, that's my personal opinion. I think there is a scenario where this could be good for Greg because he's going back into the same triggering place. Can he come out of it a changed man? It's almost like you strike out and then you spend a couple innings looking at game tape and he goes, oh, when he has the knuckles on top of the ball, he's going to throw a curveball, which means you got to keep your shoulder in and not open up because chances are it's going to come in slower and you hit that to right field. Guys, come on, baseball or what? So the point is, can he learn from this? Can he adjust? The second point is the grace. The grace that we give to the people that say we don't want him. The audience is the consumer. They are the ones who do make the decisions. If the audience decides that they don't like this, the show's going to be in shambles. My thought is there could be a dip in ratings because of that, but chances are there'll be enough goodwill through promos and other podcasts that people will go, you know what, I'll give him a shot. That's where I feel like people are saying, you know what, I'll give him a shot. He wasn't convicted of any crimes. He's got some, they say if there's smoke, there might be fire, and he's got some smoke for sure. But, I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think. Not my first choice, probably not my first 5 choices. I would have loved Justin, Andrew, Michael, Tyler, Uncle Tony, Uncle Anthony, you know what I mean? A lot of people out there. Blake Moyne's brother. He's got a young brother. How old is he? Is he old enough to go on the show? Keep it in the family. As we know, Blake's mom said this. She said there was all these comments for Uncle Anthony. Just blessed your timeline and answered everyone's burning questions, sharing Uncle Anthony. And then in the comment section, Emily, Blake's mom, said, make him senior bachelor and I'll be his bachelorette. So in that way, let's do the math here. What would that make Trey and Blake's relationship? That would make Blake's stepdad would then become Uncle Anthony. Now help me out. That means Blake would become an first cousin to Trey. My head's exploded. I have no idea. All right, folks, let me know what you guys think about this news. This is a spoiler for Bachelor 2020. None of this is confirmed by the show, but Reality Steve, I would say, is batting 90% on these types of things. He called Katie Thurston way before they announced it. No one believed him. He had all that info, so we'll have to see what that is all about. Do me a favor, like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe on the way out the door. Plenty of content coming. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.